All right, Shalom. All right, this is Gamali Allah out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. Want to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all Akim now pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, this is going to be a quick lesson, quick live stream. All right, and it's going to be entitled "Step Your Fear Game Up." Okay, through the Spirit. Okay, when we were camping yesterday, one of the heavy topics that the Spirit of the Lord brought through us is to fear. Fear more. And one of the brothers made a good statement, and it was step your fear game up. Okay, in these times we have to increase our fear. Okay, we have to constantly have that mindset that the Lord could jack us up any minute, because He can. All right, and we don't want to get jacked up. Okay, we don't want to take no parts in what's getting ready to happen. Okay, we want to be on the Lord's good side, and part of being on the Lord's good side is to walk in fear. Okay, like with children. Okay, a good obedient child is gonna fear his parents. Okay, and that's how you have a good upbringing. Okay, when a lot of children are adults, when a lot of children become adults, what do the adults say? My parents whooped me, but it helped me. So like as an adult, you actually appreciate those whoopings that you got as a child, right? Because your parents were basically putting fear in you. If you don't have any fear, then you're just gonna be a damn demon child. That's why you got a lot of these Edomites. All right, a lot of these so-called white people, their offspring, their little ones, they don't respect their parents. Why? Because they don't have any fear. Okay, they don't fear their parents. All right, so this is Proverbs 28 and where was it at? Salakia, 1 second. Damn, what was it? Give me 1 second, Salakia. Bear with me. Damn, what was it? Oh, that's right. 13, Salakia. Okay, it says, he that covereth his sins shall not prosper. Was that it? Proverbs 28. Salakia. Says, he that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. Now that actually wasn't what I was finding. Oh, here it is. Salakia, verse 14. That's what I was looking for. Happy is the man that feareth always, but he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief. Okay. Happy is the man that feareth always. Okay. Right. Because if we fear always, right, then, we're going to have that comfort in the Lord. Okay. We're going to know that the Lord is going to fight for us. Okay. Because fear goes hand in hand. Okay. With our trust in the Lord. Okay. Because if we fear in the Lord, then we basically have a trust in Him. Okay, we know that Yahawashi can jack us up for anything, man. And that's the fear of the Lord is very important. Because just realizing that at any given moment your life can change just like this. Your whole life, the whole course of your life can change just by one decision. Making one bad decision can change the course of your life forever. All right, so it says, happy is the man that feareth always, but he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief. Okay, so he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief. All right, so if you basically have a hard heart, right? If you basically are stubborn, right? Then that's really the that leads to mischief, okay? That leads to just perverse ways, okay? You know, not following the spirit, okay? But he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief, right? So being hard-headed, all right? If you're moving in fear, you're gonna constantly, you know, walk on eggshells. You know, like we always say, you have to constantly consider your ways, consider everything, you know, because you never know. You never know, you know, when you could fall out. Okay, we don't know if we're of the elect, and that alone is fearful. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go to Psalms. And, you know, the Lord is going to give us reasons. He's going to give us plenty of reasons very soon to fear him, okay? He's going to put his fear back into the earth because the masses, they don't fear the Lord. These people, you know, these Christians and people that say they love the Lord, they don't know the real fear of the Lord. They don't actually, you know, they actually put the Lord on their level, you know? They like to put the Lord on their level. And they haven't been through anything, life, really like life changing, you know, not compared to the day of the Lord, the day that's coming. So I'll get this, Psalms 47:2. For the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. All right. And in my Bible, actually, where it says terrible, all right, it has a little definition. It says to be respected, right? So part of fear, having ultimate fear is meaning respect, okay? Having ultimate respect. When you respect someone, that means that you actually have, you know, you fear them, okay? You value what they say, okay? If they get on you, you're going to reverence them. You're going to understand what they're saying. It says, for the Lord Most High is terrible, right? So, hey, the Lord is terrible. In the ancient days, before they had the name, or Slakia, one of the, because they always had, the men always had the name, but before the Lord, well, one of the Lord's names, okay, was Alashadja, okay, which is terrible, demon-like power, right? And it says it right here, the Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth, okay? So the Lord is getting ready to shake this place up, okay? He's getting ready to show his power in the earth, okay? He's getting ready to show his terribleness, man. You know, it says, he shall subdue the people under us and the nations under our feet, okay? And, hey, that's the elect, okay? The elect is going to get that benefit of having the nations under their feet, right? But the point being is that fear, man. We have to constantly walk in fear and not just, you know, walk around as if everything is all good and everything is just, you know, fine and dandy, man. You know, we want to get out of here. We want salvation, man. And part of that salvation is constantly doing what we got to do, okay? Taking on these responsibilities. All right. This is 2 Corinthians 5:11. Shalom to you brothers that's tuning in too. Let me go to the comment board also. But this is 2 Corinthians 5, and I started at 11. It says, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, there's that word terror again, okay? It says, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. All right. And how did we get persuaded? Okay. How did we actually come into this truth? We had that fear. Okay. Hey, Shalom, GMS Truth, the Fire, Psalms 96:4. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all powers. That's right. The water, Akia, you know, he is greatly to be praised, to be feared above everything. Okay. We're not supposed to fear anything. The scriptures actually tell you fear not him that can put the flesh to death. I'm just roughly paraphrasing, but rather fear him that can basically do away with your soul. You know, roughly paraphrasing. But you brothers more than likely know what precept I'm alluding to. This is I got something else real quick. This is going back to the precept that I just brought out. Okay, through the terror we persuade men. All right, Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So, like I said, the point I was making, going back to how we came into this truth. Okay, we were persuaded. Okay, we were actually convinced through the Spirit. Okay, because we seen, you know, we went to these camps. Okay, we listened on the outside. All right, and we saw, you know, we understood the judgment that's getting ready to take place. Okay, we understood that the Lord is getting ready to, you know, make a terrible appearance, man. You know, all right. 2 Corinthians 5:11. I'll read it again. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto Yahawah, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences. Excuse me, consciences. All right. But the point being is, through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. All right. Like I said, that's how we came in. Is through having that knowledge of the destruction that's coming. We don't want to take no parts in what's coming. Excuse me. Slack it. Voice is messing with me, but we don't want to take no parts in that judgment. Okay, we don't want no parts in any of that. Okay. Let's see. Let's get First Samuel 12. Bear with me 1 second, Akim. 1 Samuel 12:14. All right. It says, if ye will fear the Lord and serve him and will obey his voice and not rebel against the commandment of the Lord, then shall both ye and also the king that reigneth over you continue following the Lord your power. Okay. So if you will fear the Lord, serve and obey his voice, and not rebel against the commandment of the Lord, that's what we need to do. Okay. That's our main duty is to keep the commandments, to fear, to obey his voice. Okay. It says, following the Lord, your power. All right. Now listen to what happens if you don't obey the Lord. And here's where the fear kicks in. Okay. It says, but if you will not obey the voice of the Lord, but rebel against the commandment of the Lord, then shall the hand of the Lord be against you, as it was against your fathers. Right. So there you have it. You know, that's the result of not obeying the voice of the Lord and rebelling against the Lord, is the Lord is against you. And we don't want that. Okay. We don't want the Lord to be against us. If the Lord is against us, then, you know, basically anything can happen to us. You know, we're subject to anything, man. You know, we're subject to anything that could happen. Shalom, you brothers on the comment boards. Again, I'm gonna get some of y'all's precepts. Shalom, Kashakwala, and the brother Yaikwab. I'm gonna get this Colossians 3:6. For which things sake the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience. That's right. That's that disobedience. Okay. And that's that wrath, man. And hey, we fear that wrath, man. It is going to be a terrible wrath that's getting ready to happen, man. You know, we read all these scriptures about judgment and missiles and plagues and famine, right? So many different ways, so many different instruments of death that the Lord has created. And we want to escape that, man. So it says, the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience. So those disobedient children, you know, those 2/3, when you read Zechariah 13:8, all right, those are the children of disobedience. Those are the ones that aren't going to get it. Okay, they're gonna have to be judged, because ultimately they never fear the Lord. Okay, and a lot of these people, they're gonna fear when it's too late. You know, that's why this lesson is step your fear game up, because you don't want to give the Lord a reason to. I mean, ultimately, He's given us reasons to fear, but I'm just talking about in that day, you don't want to you already want to have your fear game up on a high level. You don't want to partake, and now you fear, and now you second guessing if the Lord is going to destroy you. You know, we want to go into that day confident, you know, that, hey, I fear the Lord. I don't want nothing to happen. And I want to be you want to be confident in the spirit that the Lord is going to deliver you in that day, you know. But if you're not walking in fear, all right, then you know, basically you just gonna do whatever you want, man, you know. And you know, there's a big self-willed spirit going out amongst Israel, man, you know, even amongst Great Millstone. Okay, you know, just being self-willed, you know, doing what you want. And, you know, that's contrary, man. You know, we have to follow the spirit. Part of that fear, I'll say this, part of that fear is following advice, man, following counsel of the men that are in front of you, man. Okay, the men around you, man. All right, that goes into the fear of the Lord, because these are the men that YAHAWASHI has set up to guide you. All right. And if you're not gonna take advice, if you're not gonna take, because the Lord actually puts His spirit on men, okay, to give you this advice, right? He sends these messages to men around you. All right. The Lord will put people, places, and circumstances in your life. All right. And if you're not listening to the spirit, if you're not perceiving, all right, if you're not fearing the Lord, all right, then it's gonna cost you. Okay, you know, it's gonna cost you. Let me get some more precepts that you brothers got. Kasab Shalom, Sirach 19:20. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, and the knowledge of His omnipotency. That's right. Hey, the fear of the Lord is all wisdom. And, you know, through the spirit, we get wisdom through the men around us also, okay? Men are giving us, you know, they're dropping jewels, okay? They're giving us spiritual advice. They're giving us this wisdom, right? And through the fear, we follow that wisdom, okay? Through the fear, we obtain that wisdom, you know? That's a bad one. Kasab, Sirach 19:18. Okay. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of Him, and wisdom obtaineth His love. Right. So that's the first step. And we already read Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Right. So fear, and as you see, fear and wisdom go hand in hand, because what? Experiences, right? How does Jake learn? Jake has to learn by experience, you know? Jake has to, a lot of times Jake has to see for themselves, and experience, with experience comes wisdom, okay? Because if you have been through something, all right, then you already know, you know what, I ain't gonna go down that road. And then guess what? You're gonna actually know how to warn others to not make those same mistakes you made, right? And that's the fear, man, because the Lord may allow you to make a big mistake that will alter your life, man. You know, we don't know when we get on these roads, you know, when we get on these roads, we got to send these prayers up, Akim, you know, because this world is demonic as hell, man. You know, and that's why brothers always say, hey, you know, brothers always admonishing each other to, hey, be safe out there. Me and the brother did that lesson, sit your ass down. Really, that was to provoke fear, man. That was to provoke fear in the brothers, man. Because you out and about, just riding, and you're doing things that aren't. You don't want to do things that aren't an example of fear, man. Okay, that aren't moving in fear. Going out in clubs, lounges, and different spots by yourself, not moving in fear. That's not moving in fear. Okay. What else? Trying to talk to a chick. Okay, not knowing if she has a man or not. That's not moving in fear. Different things of that nature. I mean, it's so many examples of not moving in fear. And we can't be simple. Okay, we can't be simple. If we constantly are moving in the right spirit, then we're not just gonna do whatever we want. This is the definition of fear. That's a good one. YAHAWAH the water. That's fear. It's a sense of state of being afraid, uneasiness caused by possible danger, right? And we know the danger that's coming. Okay, we're aware of the dangers that's coming, right? A state of being afraid. Okay, being fearful of the Lord. Now, of course, when we're out and about and driving, I'm not saying, you just be, fear in that sense, but really you fear the Lord because the Lord can allow that car to spin out of control or whatever. So ultimately it's to fear the Lord. I'm not saying fear driving itself. I'm not saying fear going out, because, there's unhealthy fear as well. And trying to, and that's like living in a bubble, just thinking, going in the store, thinking you're going to get, the store is going to get shot up. So I'm not going to go to the store no more or whatever. That's not the fear. That's not fear of the Lord. Okay. Because if you trust in the Lord, right, then you're not going to fear things you're not really going to fear, like I said, driving or different things, because you trust in the Lord. But ultimately, if your fear is in YAHAWASHI, then you're going to always be constantly praying that he doesn't jack you up. Okay. That you get to your destination safely. That's moving in fear. Matter of fact, the reason why we prayer is an act of fear. Okay. Because look, we know that these roads are unsafe. We know that this world is full of demons. But guess what? The reason why we pray is so that the Lord can protect us and have mercy and keep us in his good mercy. I'm gonna read that one more time. That was a bad definition, brother. The water. State of being afraid, uneasiness caused by possible danger, right? And these people are gonna have to fear these people that aren't in the truth, right? Like I said, they don't have any type of fear. They don't have any sense of fear. So much so, that's the reason why they scoff at us. The reason why these people are scoffing is because of what? Because of lack of fear. Okay, they don't think that YAHAWASHI is going to destroy them. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I got a precept. Let me find it real quick. I believe it's Thessalonians. No, it's Ecclesiastes. And what I'm about to bring out, this is why people don't move in fear. This is exactly why people don't move in fear. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 8:11. All right, and it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil, right? That's why Esau is basically doing what he's doing, all right, because Esau doesn't fear the Lord. That's the reason why he's proud, okay? He doesn't fear the Lord, all right? Read again. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil, okay? I'm going to keep going. Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him, right? Like I said, because the opposite of fear, all right, is basically doing whatever the hell you want, disobedience. Okay, we know what the Lord told us to do. So anyone that's not doing what the Lord commanded us to do, then ultimately they have no fear. These guys that fell out and went back into the world, what's that? No fear. Okay, they're not considering, damn, you know what? Damn, well, if I go back to the world, what's gonna happen to me? What could happen to me? The Lord told us what's gonna happen to you. Lord told you what's gonna happen to you when you go back into the world. Okay, the Lord is telling us that the Lord is telling us you got missiles, famine, all these things, pestilence, all these different devices of destruction that the Lord is going to put out in this world. And Jake just be moving as if, oh, well, all these things that's going to happen. And some people just be moving like, all right, no big deal. These people in the world that don't know the truth, what do they always say? It ain't going to happen in my lifetime. Guess what? No fear. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, right? So they feel like, oh, well, I haven't been judged for this yet. So I guess, I just keep going. I keep doing it because, look, if I ain't been judged yet, maybe I'm doing something right or whatever, whatever. I don't know their process of thinking, but that whole spirit is lack of fear. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get you brothers precepts on the comment board, and then I'm gonna get a few of them, and I'm gonna get ready to close up in a few minutes. All right. This is Galatians 5:25. If we live in the spirit, let us also walk in the spirit. Right. So, hey, walking in the spirit means to what? To fear. Okay. And like I said, the lesson being step your fear game up, man. We have no reason to be proud. We have no reason to just walk around as if, this thing is tarrying. Hey, the scriptures, Habakkuk tells you, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will not tarry, man. So it's happening, man. It's happening right before our eyes. This is the time. The closer we get to the time of the Lord, the time of Jacob's trouble, the more and more and more we need to be fearing. The more we need to put that fear in our hearts. Yeah, the brother said, Nathan, I think you meant Nathan Lanawa, Mayan Rai. Deliver us from evil. Let's see. Galatians 5:16. All right. If I slack it, this I say then, walk in the spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. All right. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that you cannot do the things that you would. All right. Yeah, exactly. Because that's the battle. Okay. That's the the struggle that we have in ourselves is like we always say, you got the devil on your shoulder, which is Satan. Then you got the angel on your shoulder, and that's YAHAWASHI, right? And the Satan is gonna constantly put it in your mind like, nah, just do this, do that, do things that are contrary to the spirit. And YAHAWASHI on your right shoulder, right? On the flip side, YAHAWASHI is gonna look he's like, look, don't do it, or you do it this way, or else. Hey, because spiritually, the Lord, I'm gonna look up that word. Spiritually, the Lord is actually threatening us. Okay. This is the word threaten. It says state one's intention to take hostile action against someone and retribution for something done or not done, right? So that's a threaten. That means if you do this, I'm going to do this. It says an action, hostile action against someone and retribution for something done, right? Express one's intention to harm or kill. Now that's if we disobey the Lord, okay? And that's a threat. The Lord is threatening us. He's like, look, you better do this and keep doing it. And if you don't, if you break the contract, then you're out of there, man. You're gonna die, period. Okay. All right, so let me get a couple more. This is let's get GMS Truth Through the Fire, Salakia. Luke 12:47. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. Beautiful, like beautiful. And that's on point with what I just said. That's a threat. That right there, that's a threat. Because you knew the Lord's will. And look, if you don't prepare yourself, if you don't do according to the Lord's will, the Lord's gonna do this. Okay, he's gonna beat you with many stripes. Okay, we know the result of what happens then when you don't follow the Spirit. Okay, so it'll behoove us to really lock in and continue in this thing, man, and don't bitch up. Okay. The water kasab, better to hear this from men that are over us than to fall into the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's right. And hey, the Lord actually, he'll set men up to warn you. He'll warn you several times. Matter of fact, if I could find that, I believe it's a rock. Let me find that real quick, Salakia. It's like warns him. Let me see if I can find it, Salakia. No, it's 7 watchmen. Hold on. Yeah, Sirach 37:14. Okay, it says, for a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower. Right? So even your own mind, right? Even your own mind will tell you, well, really it's the Spirit. Okay, the Spirit is warning you. Okay, YAHAWASHI, the angel on your shoulder, right? The Spirit on your shoulder is telling you, do it this way, keep doing this, don't do that, right? And it says, for a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower. So even your own, the Spirit will tell you, A lot of times when you're guilty of something, okay, Slaki, how do I want to say this? A lot of times before someone actually gets on you about something, you already know, okay? And that's how you know it's the spirit when it's the spirit telling you something. Like a lot of times when men get on you, you already knew it because YAHAWASHI, the spirit been telling you, the spirit been warning you to step up. But then the Lord put the spirit on a brother to basically tell you to confirm it. And the brother might tell you maybe once, twice, maybe even a third time. But guess what? After that, he's done. He's done. We're not telling you no more because you should get it by now. You know, you should have it down packed by now. You know, and then guess what? After that, brother done. After we done giving you so and so amount of warnings, then you're into the hands of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that's what the brother Kasab said, you know. Better to hear this from men that are over us than to fall into the hands of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, take heed. Hey, like the brother said, take heed to the messenger, man. You know, and hey, you know, even when a brother gets on you and tells you, you don't get mad, you don't get upset. You know, hey, don't shoot the messenger, because that brother, YAHAWASHI put the spirit on that brother to tell you to you know, not, you know, obey the Lord, okay, or not to do something, you know. Let's get let me see. Slack here. Yeah, that's a good one. GMS through the fire. Just scrolling up. Sirach 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High, keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Hey, that precept, man, that is the nail on the head, man. That hits the point home, man. That drives the point, you know, right on the nail, man. Right on the money, you know. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. The conclusion meaning that's the point, okay? And that's the whole point of this lesson, is step your fear game. That's the conclusion of this whole lesson, you know, is fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. This is our responsibility to fear, all right? And you know, if we don't have that fear in these days, we need to pray for more fear, okay? And guess what? The Lord is going to put more, the Lord is going to put, yeah, more situations in your life to make you fear him, okay? Now, don't be afraid, but it is necessary. Hey, the Lord, if you pray for fear, the Lord is going to make situations to make you fear him, you know? So but, you know, it's going to result to better you, okay? For you to be stronger, all right? Because ultimately, if you step your fear, matter of fact, if you step your fear up in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, then the more that you step your fear up in the spirit with the Lord, the less you're gonna fear Esau and you know the judgment of the wicked. Because if you fear the Lord, right, you're not really gonna fear the Esau's judgment and Jacob's trouble, you know. Of course, you know, we take heed to what's coming, but if we have that fear in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, then ultimately we know that if we step our fear game up, then it's gonna equate to more trust, okay, more faith, okay. Faith and fear works hand in hand, you know. Yeah, Sirach 19 and 18. Yeah, we read that earlier. I'm gonna read it again. The fear of the Lord, Shalom, Aratazah. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love. That's right. Kasad, James 1 and 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth you all liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. That's right. Yeah. So ask for fear. Okay. Ask for more of the Lord's spirit. We have to move with the level of we have to be circumspect. Okay. Every action, okay, has to be very, very careful and calculated in these times. And even more, just imagine in the time of Jacob trouble, the times that we're going into. Okay, we're gonna have to be very wise and use that fear. Every step should be moving in fear. Like, nah, I don't want to. Let me double and triple check and make sure this is of the spirit, because if it ain't, I don't want to go that way. All right, like brothers always say, we walk in a tightrope, man. That precept in Sirach, you got fire on one side and water on the other. That's the walk that we're into, the straight gate. Okay. The straight gate is what? Moving in fear. Okay. Because you're like, if you're basically on a tightrope, that's not an easy thing to do. Them people on them tightropes, they're very careful and calculated. Okay. And that's the same thing we have to be. We can't, just be proud in these days. We have to get rid of this pride that's on us, and just keep moving, keep praying. Okay. But that was pretty much it. Shalom to you brothers on the comment boards. The water for chiming in, the water for the precepts. Point being, step your fear game up. Pray for it. We're gonna keep on. Lord willing, we continue in this thing, and the Lord brings us through Jacob's trouble. Lord willing, you brothers were edified and exhorted. I want to give our praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.